if Steve Smith is not there.
What's your score prediction for tonight, Charlie? Give us a score prediction.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that. God, why'd you do that to me? 34-21, Arizona.
That's not bad. I mean, that's kind of the direction I was thinking, Charlie, too.
I just
mean,
lost you.
Oh, did you?
No, I've got you back now.
There we go. That's kind of what I was thinking, in a similar score, because I think both these teams have the ability to score.
They will. Baltimore's will probably be done more so on the ground, but I just see your offensive attack against that secondary. 30 points is very reasonable, so just tack on 4 more.
Now, you picked them to lose, of course, tonight, but regardless of the outcome, do you feel like the Ravens are going to prove something tonight on that humongous stage?
They do play well in prime time. Historically, Baltimore does play well in prime time. That's a tribute to Harbaugh. That's a tribute to Flacco. That was a tribute to Suggs, of course, when he was there and he was healthy. Those old guys know how to play on that stage. They may acquit themselves better than you think, but I still believe, objectively, Arizona is the better team.
I think one of the main storylines around this Baltimore Ravens I've heard discussed many times, they don't have that vocal leader anymore. Ray Lewis is gone. Ray Lewis has been known to say they need Joe Flacco to step up in that role. That's not the role Joe Flacco, it's not the type of guy he is. Is there a guy in that locker room that can step up as a vocal leader, and how crucial is it to have that?
If that guy walked through the door right now, you have to have it. I mean, teams are built differently, obviously. You have a veteran quarterback, Carson Palmer, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. The vocal leader might play a different role. But if Baltimore had that vocal leader, it would have to be Steve Smith Sr. That's the only name that comes to mind right now is Steve Smith Sr. But I mean, 89 would probably scream at the ball boy if he was given the chance.
I know Patrick Peterson was excited for this matchup tonight. He was talking about he can't wait to square off with Steve and see what he's going to chat about.
Pretty good chance they'll have a lot to talk about as 4 quarters go on.
Hey, Charlie, thank you so much for taking time with us. We really appreciate you doing this. Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you. Go Hogs, by the way.
Whoop it,
Thanks, buddy. Hey, Charlie Krausen from our ABC sister station in Baltimore. Appreciate him joining us. And it's always nice to get some insight from a guy who's around the team, and he hosts their show online, The Nest, every week. So he's around these guys and gets the feel. So it's kind of fun to hear his take.
Yeah, and he kind of, backed up a lot of what we've been talking about this hour, and that is, who are Joe Flacco's weapons? He's got one, Steve Smith. He's, of course, older, and he's banged up.
Yeah.
Flacco, he's absolutely right. You can't pin it all on the quarterback because who does he have?
I keep looking at the stat sheet here. I keep looking at those 7 interceptions by Flacco, and I'm thinking the Cardinals have got to pick him off at least once or twice.
Yeah.
Oh, they're licking their chops right now. I'll guarantee you the secondaries just can't wait. You shut down Steve Smith, and then who do you go to?
Yeah.
That's interception city. So they're looking forward to
the thing is, though, that's probably been the strategy of every defense. Shut down Steve Smith, and yet he keeps getting 100-yard games, 1 or 2 touchdowns. So Flacco keeps finding ways to get him the ball, so we'll see what happens again tonight.
We talked about the run game earlier, too, and I want to just go back to those stats because, again, you look at what these two teams are doing. The Cardinals are averaging 121.5 yards a game. The Ravens 111. Mm-hmm. So it's not that far off in terms of statistics. And
look at the carries.
Yeah, 156, 158. I mean,
it's crazy.
It's not that far separated in terms of the running game.
And one team has a record of 1-5 and one 4-2.
Right.
Well, we saw what Todd Gurley did to the Cardinals a few weeks ago. And Justin Forsett, it's a different back, but perfectly capable of doing the same kind of thing to the Cardinals tonight. So it's making the Ravens that one-dimensional team, making Flacco have to throw the ball, have to find Steve Smith. That, to me, is all the Cardinals really need to do. Unless Flacco has the game of his life, which is always possible, he plays well in prime time.
Right.
I think the Cardinals are able to make the Ravens one-dimensional. I think they got a good shot.
That's what they're going to have to do tonight, don't you think?
Yeah.
They got to come on. They got to put pressure on Flacco. They've got to keep that pressure on. You said earlier, blitz.
Yeah, got to put pressure on Flacco, and you've got to establish the run game. Those are the 2 biggest things I'll be watching for tonight. Like I said, if they establish that run game, It's going to be a long night for the Ravens, man, because when the Cardinals have a dual threat and they're balanced, they're one of the toughest teams to beat in the league.
Yeah, and I know Coach Arians is focused on stay tuned into the game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let a lull happen. Don't check out for 3 plays, 2 plays. Even Calais Campbell told me that. We can't afford to check out 1 play or 2 because we're playing against NFL guys.
Yeah.
And they're pretty darn good.
I can't imagine it happening tonight. I don't see it. I think if it's a close game, I think it'll be more of a credit to the Ravens being better than their 1-5 record. I don't think the Cardinals are going to lose focus. I think they realize they need to keep up with Seattle and St. Louis, both of whom won this week. I think they're going to play one of their best games of the season tonight.
I hope so.
Yeah, and we talked about it before. Is this a must-win game? I mean, this is one they have to, guys. After Rams and Steelers, this is one you can't let slip by just because of who they have down the road.
I will say it's a must-win in that if you want any chance at a first-round bye, you got to win this game because Carolina and Green Bay are just pulling away.
Oh my gosh! And Atlanta's right there.
Right
Atlanta's
there,
6-1, and so I don't know if that opportunity's already slipped by. I hope it hasn't.
Yeah, they still play Green Bay. They don't play Carolina. Carolina and Atlanta play each other twice. So, but if they want to stay in that hunt, tonight is absolutely a must-win.
Absolutely have to. And for them to slip to 4-3 after tonight, a loss tonight would be abysmal.
Well, you look inside the division, and you got the Rams right on their heels. I mean, these are the games they have to put in the win column if they want to win that division.
You look at the Rams yesterday against the Browns with Todd Gurley. Again, you mentioned a running back.
Yep.
And this kid is getting better and better each week. I love that draft pick. I know why they kept him out with the knee injury for so long, but he's back and he's showing that was a great selection.
You love that draft pick? You mean my fantasy draft pick? Because I picked him up,
too?
Todd Gurley.
Good choice.
Pretty happy about that.
Well, you know, it's funny. even when Russ was talking about Tom Brady as the best quarterback by far, I remember at the start of the season, fantasy players weren't ready to pick Tom Brady early because we didn't know what was going to happen with Deflategate.
Yeah,
was he going to miss 4 games? Was he going to miss 2 games?
Yeah.
So instead of being the #1 draft pick for everybody, Tom Brady kind of slipped a little bit early on.
He was a steal for just about everyone. And then, of course, the same thing with like guys like Rob Gronkowski or Julian Edelman. When do you take him?
Right.
Take them because
Brady's not there.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you got for picks tonight? What are you thinking?
Well, let's start with Mr. Zenner. Tom Zenner's not here, but I asked him.
Did he text?
He did text me. He says
very good.
He's got Cardinals winning 27-20. And is in a game that has some sort of weird or memorable subplot.
27-20.
He thinks there's going to be some sort of weird
subplot
in this game, which
I think he's right on.
Monday night games for the Cardinals, probably true.
Yeah, I think he's right on with Monday Night Football and the Arizona Cardinals.
Absolutely.
There's something about this place in Monday Night Football, especially Halloween week.
Oh yeah.
I guess this is the Cardinals' 99th game at University of Phoenix Stadium. 99th sellout.
They sold and that's such a night and day difference between their Sun Devil Stadium days, half-filled stadiums, to having a real stadium, and no disrespect to ASU, but I'm bringing a real NFL caliber stadium now. And the fans show up as long as you give them a nice place to sit during the game.
The last time the Ravens were here, they were at Sun Devil in front of 23,000 fans, so it's going to be a little different. Of course, obviously, nobody on that team is on this team.
Right.
That was the last time they were in town.
All right, got to get our picks in pretty quick. I got Cardinals 34-23. I kind of see it playing out the same way as the Saints game. Close game. Cardinals put it away with a late touchdown. Maybe David Johnson does it again. I don't know. I got Cardinals 34-23.
That's not bad. That's pretty close to Charlie's pick.
I know. I noticed that.
All right, Jason Snavely, what do you got?
As I said, I think it's going to be a little bit more lopsided than a lot of people think.
Nobody's gone that way yet.
Right, and I think Carson's they're going to establish that balance, and that's going to be the real key.
I'd love to see a blowout.
Yeah, I got Cardinals winning 31-13.
31?
The Ravens score 1 touchdown.
31 to what?
31-13.
13.
That will be the final score in Week 7.
Will be the final score. I know you guys get pretty braggadocious on Twitter too when a score comes down late.
Well, both of Jason's victories that came when the Cardinals lost.
Yeah, both
was
my
the
wins.
closest
So I predict them to be a close game. I just have the Cardinals winning. So I've been wrong, but right.
That's fair. I think the Cardinals win this one too. I think it's 37-17.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I don't think it's as close as a lot of us think it's going to be or hope. So I'm going 37-17.
Not a lot of variety in terms of how many points the Cardinals are going to score.
Well, listen, they might explode, but I just think the Ravens are a better team, and I heard the Cardinals talk about that. The Ravens, they're playing out of desperation tonight, so I just think this is really going to be one of those games that It's a home game for the Cardinals. The fans are excited. It's Monday night. I just think they'll play a lot, but the Ravens are still playing.
We saw how they came out of their previous loss. They lost to the Rams, went on the road and took out their frustration on the Lions.
Yeah, right.
Maybe they'll do the same to the Ravens tonight.
Yeah.
So we all say they're probably going to handle it tonight. When do you think this game will be in hand?
In the second quarter.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter. I think it'll be close most of the way. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in hand by
If that doesn't happen, that's fine with me.
Yeah, that's right.
I just think, again, the Ravens are going to, they play well on Monday night. They're better than their record.
It's true.
I think it'll be close for a
That
while.
is a good factor. You put that into your score, too, 34-23.
Yeah.